The invisible hand. In economics, they have this term with this language called the invisible hand, describing self-interest, social benefits, social goods, and the greatest of all stimulus ever, money, along with power, prestige, and rich. Millionaires, trillionaires, billionaires, gazillionaires. A creepy idea. Making an unseen phenomenon, an unseen activity. And very similar to psychology. Who's in charge of all this behavior control and restriction with not explaining to someone about now? I'm not talking about the second on the watch now. I'm talking about the year 2020 in the month May. Not even down to the day. Forget the day. Now, May 2020. And choosing to give those food stamps and choosing to give that freebie. To get that tiny rat food stimulus. That marijuana monkey reward. With nobody explaining to anybody about the information now available, especially with consciousness. The invisible hand with economics in neuroscience has to do with consciousness and the mystery. And people who plan on living forever can figure out the dollars and the cents. Poor people like me don't have that kind of time or energy. The attentional blink has to do with consciousness. Disrupting the consciousness, just the concentration, the focus, just a little bit. Like the flashing light stopping for just a second and going dark, and then exploding all over the walls with light everywhere. Now. People who enjoy drugs like similar kinds of visual experiences, nuclear weapons detonating. People they hate who fire rockets off to see the beauty. What a person sees now during the pandemic of coronavirus, in the dimness, like a flicker of a candle. Don't need a pill. They don't need 30 friends to cheer them up. They need to walk into the kitchen feed the body, and watch what the brain sees now and what gets heard now. The screaming, cheering voices aren't now. They're the system of psychology and behavior. Smart and intelligent and genius and brilliant human people folks who know more than everyone else, who understand how to take advantage of time with the mind, minding the body, minding the brain, and letting the stimulus go on in the mouth, go on in the veins. Similar to how makeup gets applied to the face. Or fake tanning gets put on some bodybuilder's big old arm. Having fun while people suffer has consequences. And even worse than those consequences are the hours passing by while they continue the big fat lie. There's more to be accomplished now than a raucous-filled calendar with parties and screaming at the same time. The same place during the same hour. Consciousness doesn't reach its full potential until the kitchen gets to be a part of what's being sought after as an achievable vision, sound, music. The drugs and the booze wear off, and then the candle disappears. There's no money to pay the bills. There's nothing in the refrigerator except some stale, nasty, and soggy bread. And then comes emotion, and then emotion arrives. And the person goes to hunt. and gets primal and tribal and finds what it wants and needs and desires. Making the earth dirty, polluted, and the streets disgusting with liquor bottles and dirty needles, dog shit, human poop, and urine everywhere. And all the government says these people support in their endeavors, in their passionate lives, has to do with needing more money to give more, taking more money from other people to give money to other people. Kind of like the sociopath walking down the street, yelling at the psychopath who's trying to avoid them, who's searching for the person they need to fix. Not to mention the person trying to avoid people who ends up going up to people like me and saying, "I'm gonna kill you." All because I'm autistic and stick out worse than a broken foot. And look similar to a broken face. A stimulus world has climate change, with the reward of eventually controlling and restricting and limiting the benefit until the goal needed to solve the problem gets achieved. In a world where people care, want to do good work, want to go and help other people, they go to bed early and can't wait to see the sun in the morning with their loved one next to them, who they didn't meet in the middle of the night or they didn't find on the internet website. And don't drive everywhere, and don't treat the world as a game to be played and won. The world, planet Earth, as their home. Now,